lately. I think statistically,
Wait,
my best
Ceres
map
Prime?
is Ceres Prime. Really?
Yeah, it was. I have 63% on that map.
Wow.
Wow.
I did not know that.
Me neither.
Wow, we need to bring back Ceres Prime, guys.
Yeah, I agree completely.
I mean, that is such a macro map. I think you could basically just take 4 bases for free.
Yeah, just about. I love that map. I never knew actually what happened to it. I was just, it was there 1 second, 1 second was gone.
Yeah, just the season that lasted. Anyway, we're not on Zeros Prime, we're on Derelict Watcher, and we have a ZVT again, spawning in the bottom left-hand position on Derelict Watcher, as we've said, playing for Team VAV. It's going to be Mitsuray.
And as his opponent spawning in top right position, as my voice kind of failing me, we do have from Sargets, it's Plkyzeee as the Green Town.
Indeed it is. I made sure I let you actually introduce him that time, just to be kind and repay you the favour.
I noticed.
I got in there right at the beginning, I was like, damn it, I'm introducing the first player and I'm introducing the one I want to introduce.
I'm like, let's introduce players. I got him! Mitsuray.
Plkyzeee getting a wall off started with a little supply depot here. Nothing out of the ordinary there. You're going to be wanting to do this against Zerg in pretty much every scenario. Of course, not every player, in fact most players won't be going for early pool timings against Terran as a Zerg, but you can never rule it out. Especially when you've got in a best of 3 situation and you don't quite know what your opponent's going to be throwing against you. Looks like he's going to get a barracks too, so would expect to see the fast gas as well, and looks like, no, in fact, I stand corrected. He's actually queued up his 13th SCV, and there looks to be no indication of a gas taken so far. So mixing it up this time, going for a different build. It looks like we might even see something like a 1 Rax fast expand.
Yeah, it does look like that indeed. Right now we're going to see, usually the build is, you just finish that barracks, then you just get the orbital, and then just after that, you add on the CC and the bunker. Of course, you really need the bunker to be able to make sure you're safe. Something really common to see as well is that, CC first on the high ground with the barracks. I really like that choice over the 1x FE, but sometimes, with the 1x FE, you get that really quick orbital. You can get some really nice builds done as well, so a cool choice here from Plkyzeee.
Yeah, a cool choice, mixing it up with a bit of a Wings of Liberty-esque, you might describe, build. This build kind of was popular in almost all Terran matchups. There were variants of it that you could do against almost all races, and I think a lot of players would have described themselves as specialists in doing this build. Yeah, you're absolutely right about the bunker and the supply depot as well, because he actually threw down the CC before getting his second depot, so he's going to need to follow up with the supply depot and the bunker very, very shortly, and then I would expect to see him throw down 2 gases to catch up quickly on tech. One of the things that's interesting about this is that doing a 1 Rex FE like that it interestingly delays your tech by more than going CC first would do. Your CC first actually gets a gas faster and gets you a faster factory than going for a 1 Max fast expand.
Just hold on a minute, because Plkyzeee, he was actually scouting around with his first Marine for the Overlord, and he did scout Mitsuray's Overlord, who was just rallied right to the base of Plkyzeee, and he will kill this off, and this is huge in the early game. So basically right now, Mitsuray has to get that 1 extra Overlord. Will be supply cap for quite some time as well, so that's 100 extra minerals, 1 extra lava, and some supply capping at the same time. Just great at the beginning for Plkyzeee here. Nice pickoff.
Yeah, that's a really nice pickup, as you say. Getting that Overlord so early on in the game just really upsets the timings for his opponents, as well as it's a nice moral victory too.
Yeah.
I will share this little gem. Every time I've gone 1 Rax FE in Heart of the Swarm on the ladder, almost 4 times out of 5, I've been able to pick off an Overlord at the beginning, because Zergs are just not used to seeing it anymore. And they just kind of float their Overlords over expecting a CC first or a Reaper play, neither of which have anti-air, so you can quite often get lucky with those first few Marines.
Yeah, and just look at Plkyzeee
Anyway,
right now.
Mitsuray's gone for a fast third as well, so it looks like he's determined to stay ahead in the macro front.
Yeah, and we do see the factory going down here as well as the reactors. We should see those Hellions coming out once again, I do believe. And also quite an early engineering barrage coming down, so might see the second one. Yeah, we do. So a really hardcore macro build here from Plkyzeee, but not getting that third orbital. Instead, third CC. Instead, he's actually going for just macroing up and getting the really potent army, and then pushing out while getting third, of course. And it seems, at least, And as you pointed out, you can really pick off those overlords. We do see Plkyzeee being so active with his marines out on the map, and also look at the scouting right now for Mitsuray. Remember against Selendis how much he scouted? Look at the scouting right now. He doesn't see anything. He can't spread his overlords. He's virtually blind on the map.
Yeah, it's been great work by Plkyzeee to actually deny that. Mitsuray's done what he can. He's got lings spread out. He's got both of the towers taken and one ling positioned outside the natural. But it's nothing like the kind of map presence that he had in that previous game. Speaking of which, that one ling did run up and spotted the double eBay and the bunker as well. So he knows what's up. And we've actually got no further Hellions. Or in fact, did he make any Hellions? No. And he's gone straight for Widow Mines, which is a really interesting decision.
It's quite greedy, to be honest. Like, defensive / greedy, that you think that you're safe without Hellions and you can just leave the map presence to the Sark. So you basically leave him all the map presence while you yourself just make sure that you get those extra Widow Mines. And look at that, a tank on the way.
Yeah, this is craziness. Plkyzeee is kind of you don't see this type of build very often from Terrans, and I think most Terrans would agree that that would be because in going for such a build, you sacrifice all of the map control to Zerg in the early stages of the game. And if we look at what Mitsuray can do from this, he's not under any immediate threat. He can macro to his heart's content and saturate 3 bases. He hasn't quite done that just yet, but I expect him to do it very shortly. He can even take a 4th before the 10-minute mark, and there's nothing that Plkyzeee is going to be able to do to actually stop him from doing that. So if he's aware of that, he can take advantage of it. At the moment, though, we'll have to wait and see, because in the meantime, Plkyzeee is actually going to be running away in the upgrade lead and getting a nice army composition out.
Yeah, I mean, his upgrades would just be staggering compared to the Saga right now. Just started like 5 seconds into the upgrades right now, while Plkyzeee is, 120. And, Plkyzeee with the siege tanks just getting more and more right now. Just amazing choice here of the build, I would say. And Mitsuray, so late with speed, so late with upgrades, now getting the Spire. He's not rushing anything. He's still on 3 bases still, and soon the Terran will push out and take his 3rd base. Of course, and he's just powering up so much right now. He's getting up to about 5 barracks, I think, with a ton of tech labs as well. So he's just gearing up towards that really, really potent push.
Yeah, it's really strange that actually he's opted for double tech lab. Is this because he hasn't researched stim and combat shields? Yeah, that's actually correct. He hasn't yet gotten stim or combat shields. So any aggressive timings he wants to try and hit with marines are going to be severely delayed, because that stim obviously takes such a long time to complete. And only just starting it now at the 9-minute, almost the 10-minute mark. So he's really not going to be able to do anything until 12, 13 minutes into the game. Meanwhile, though, he is going to get to float over his third CC. Does he have an armory down on the field to follow up with those upgrades? No, he never actually got one too, and he actually got those fast upgrades so purposefully, but isn't actually going to be able to follow that up with a 2-2. So that's really going to slow down his build, and I feel like that's maybe an oversight on his part.
Indeed, and right now we do see 5 queens for Mitsuray, just getting so many creep tunes out on the map. Just look at that creep spread. Of course, we have seen, a staggering creep spread for quite a few plays, but this is just amazing creep spread, and he'll spread, past half the map, at about 11 minutes or 12 minutes into the game, and that's just amazing, to be honest. And look at his scouting now, compared to before. Of course, he doesn't see, his opponent yet, but closer and closer every single second, and, soon...
Every single second.
Yes.
Yeah.
Close at least. But soon he'll be able to push close to Plkyzee's base, and then Plkyzeee has to choose. Do push out and start killing creep, or does he just let the creep get closer and closer? That's the question. And sooner or later Plkyzeee has to abandon his defensive position.
That's absolutely right. We've got the first few Mutalisks moving across as well, and we see the speed of this 4th base. I really like this out of Mitsuray. Just gauging that he hasn't been threatened yet, feels free to take this 4th base as well. And yeah, I mean, the speed of this creep, it's all because no Hellions were able to threaten the Queens or put him onto the defensive. Meanwhile, the Mutalisks coming into the main base here get thwarted away by one of the turrets, but they are going to potentially going to cancel on the stim pack research here, and this would be absolutely huge for Mitsuray. I think he's going to get it as well. No reaction timing from Mitsuray, and yeah, cancelled it down. Wow. Now that's huge, and also I would point out the armory is not yet finished either. So the 2-2 for Plkyzeee is hugely delayed. Mutalisks get away without he didn't lose a single one, and having gotten that stim pack research, that's phenomenal. I mean, that's going to put him in such an advantageous position, and I think he's going to go into a very, very strong mid game as he morphs in 14 banelings and about 50 lings on the way as well.
Oh my god, look at all the banelings he already has. Now he's at 29 speed banelings. He's getting hive behind this, a 13 minutes hive. This is amazing, and +1 fly attacks, pathogen glands on the way, and this is against, you know, his opponent doesn't even have mines out yet. Does he have any mines? He had 2 mines. Drilling claws on the way for the turn, but no stim in sight. He hasn't even started stim again. And he's so far behind, as you pointed out. Only a few medevacs as well, so this Bioforce is so not even close to as potent as it should be.
Yeah, and speaking of Bioforce, it's moving out onto the map now, getting a few kills on the Queens and the Creep Tumors as well. But look how far this Creeper's spread. Absolutely uncontested for 13, 14 minutes into the game here. And I think Plkyzee's just decided, I don't fancy the look of that, and he's turned home with his tail between his legs, and he's probably going to try and rethink his decision. Hasn't actually restarted Stim as well, I would point that out too. So these Marines do not have stim pack. They did manage to get combat shields, but no stim pack on them. And with pathogen glands and a hive finishing up for Mitsuray, our Zerg player here is in such a commanding lead.
And look at this, Mitsuray is pushing out on the map. Look at that amazing army right now. It's 1-1 against 1-1, so no upgrade leads for the Terran, and there are no Widowmines out. I'm not sure how much Mitsuray know about this. Of course, there are only 4 tanks as well. Without upgrades, they are there's not much they can do, to be honest, at this point. These mutas poking out as well. Can even pick off quite a few bio units. Just amazing play here by Mitsuray.
Yeah, absolutely amazing play, and of course these Marines do not have stim. Those siege tanks are going to be absolutely useless by the time the Ultralisks arrive, and we do have an Ultralisk cavern on the way as well as the 2-2 for Mitsuray, so he's not too far behind in upgrades either. And of course with his hive done, he's going to be able to rush straight into 3-3. 7 Infestors on the way, and I love this tech choice as well. He's made ample Mutalisks. He's actually gotten his way up to 15, and just adding on those Infestors just gives him a little bit more flexibility and you know, more of a dynamic composition. He's going to be able to absolutely carve his way through this defensive position, I feel, as soon as he's willing to make the attack.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, look at that. Not way too many siege tanks, and they're all stacked up. Those mutas will just eat them alive. And so many links as well. And, of course, all those banelings, you know. I can't wait until he attacks with this, but just going to wait for those ultras. And, of course, just, you know, why not just get the 7 infestors while you're waiting? And killing off the rocks as well. You know, anticipating the 4th, but the 4th hasn't even landed yet. That's how far ahead Mitsuray is. Getting the 5th base already as well. Already getting the extractors here. Great job here by Mitsuray. And Stim now close to halfway done. 2-2 though finishing, so that's one thing going well for Plkyzeee. But can he even hold on? I mean, sure, we said that about Salendis before, but you know, is it even possible to hold on in this kind of position?
I don't know. I mean, we haven't had a huge engagement yet, so at least he's maxed out now, and he will have this very strong army that he's got at the moment. And if Stim is able to finish up before Mitsuray decides that this gentleman's standoff has come to its end, I think that will be good for him. There's a good Widowmine spread for Plkyzeee as well, and these are really nicely spread out, bar just 1 or 2 of them. And he's got those tanks in the back too as well. He's actually loading up 3 medevacs as well for like a mini Doom drop that's going to be winging its way over towards the south side of the map, so keep an eye on that one as well. Meanwhile, there's such a huge ball in the middle of the map. I mean, look at this army. It's absolutely ridiculous.
And guess what, James? Ultralisk skin.
Ultralisk skin of death. Oh god. Is it the one that like has fiery fangs? Yeah, I think it had.
Yeah.
They have that flaming claws. Oh
yeah,
man,
like that extra 50 damage.
Yeah, your Marines get cut in half, and they also get set on fire at the same time. It's like a horrible way to die.
So here we go. Yeah, a drop in the 4th base of Mitsuray, while Mitsuray is attacking 4th base of Plkyzeee. And oh my god, here we go, the big engagement. We've all been waiting for the banelings. I'm not even sure where they are, but just want to skew the banelings, because here we go. So many fungus everywhere. Those lings just attacking right into attack. So many infested terriers as well. Everything going down for Plkyzeee. And look at that, Mitsuray just pulling through, and those ultras just eating everything alive, and the banelings just devouring the rest. Look at that, just wonderful.
How swarmy. That was so swarmy. And meanwhile, he's completely remaxed 62 lings and 7 ultras in production here for Mitsuray. And I think this has just gone from bad to worse, unfortunately, for Plkyzeee. This drop is still going. It's actually still in the main at the moment. The Mutalisks tried to shut it down, but they were not, unfortunately, able to. There's plenty of Marines here able to get some damage down, but the Medivacs have all died. And with the combination of the Lings here as well, I think this is going to get cleaned up very shortly. Meanwhile, Ultralisks still wrecking the third base of Plkyzeee. They've done a great deal of damage too. Some SCVs did go down, and some drones also were lost in that drop play as well. But still, if you look at the supplies, it's currently 165 to 107. And wow, I have to say, after those clutch fungals at the end of that engagement, the saddest thing officially in StarCraft 2 is seeing Marines on 5 hit points trying to fight Ultralisks.
Oh my god, yeah, and like, you know, when they can't even stim anymore, like when the stim dissipates, you see the red icon and you're like, I guess this is it, guys.
Yeah. So Mitsuray just cementing his position. The fourth base tried to land here for Plkyzeee, but I don't think he's going to allow this for a second. And no, there we go. Lifts off immediately before even trying to maynard any of his workers. Plkyzeee, to his credit, has tried to re-macro. He's got his way up to 147 supply, and he's got a number of Widow Mines out on the field and some bio too. But his medevac count was completely reset. He's currently only at 2, and he's got no tanks left on the field.
Yeah, like just look at the active forces. I mean, 6,000 minutes to close to 5,000 and 3,600 to 900 and something. But right now, also we do have this counterattack by Plkyzeee, killing off the 5th base of Mitsuray. Great job here, but getting cleaned up, which means that now he doesn't have as big an army he did before. And look at the supply right now, the army supply as well. Just amazing difference right now. It's 93 to 124 of Mitsuray. Just Plkyzeee right now so far behind.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing what he can. I think he knows he's really far behind as well. Clearing up the creep here at the top was absolutely vital. I think this was a really good decision. Eventually, he's going to be able to take these bases if he's able to survive for long enough. But the army for Mitsuray is just so good. Looking at the upgrades, though, Mitsuray never started his 3-3, and 3-3 is currently done for Plkyzeee, so that's a little bit of an oversight. And we don't actually have the adrenal glands for the Lings done either.
Oh, the surround! Sorry for interrupting you, but we've got a huge
no,
surround
huge
here.
Surround
Oh, the Widow Mines though! Great Widow Mine hits first off, second one hits as well, and the third one hits a few ultras. And here comes a big bio ball though, and with a 3-3, he's doing so much damage. But clutch fungals once again from the solo player, so much damage. But those ultras are dying so quickly to the 3-3, and it looks like Plkyzeee might hold here.
Yeah, he might do. I think with these Marauders, he's going to be able to clean this up as well. Those Infestors are going to have to book it out of there. He did get the kill on the base, which is always really nice as well. And there is actually a little bit of a Mutalisk counter-attack down at the third. I apologize, we missed that. Oh, huge Widowmine detonations going down, yellow barring all of those Mutalisks. But I think they are still going to get the command center. Yes, there it goes down.
And GG.
And wow. Pretty close at the end in that last engagement, but if we looked at the Remax, our Zerg player Mitsuray was back up to 166 supply. So congratulations to Mitsuray taking that game, and it's 1-1 now.
Yeah, I mean, 1-1 right now, and just great, great played by both the players here, just wonderful. I'm gonna see if I can get